In that city where ocean waves crash against the shore, no one could have predicted what he would experience that morning. As the sun was just rising from the blue of the Mediterranean, Ahmed's footsteps echoed through the empty street. The 32-year-old software engineer had woken up early as he did every morning, performed his dawn prayer, and started walking to work. But this morning was different. There was something he didn't know yet. There was a message from his mother on his phone. "Son, be careful today. I saw you in my dream. You were going to have a difficult day." Ahmed smiled. His mother was always worried, especially since he had started working in the north. But the real shocking thing was the scene he would encounter when he arrived at work. As he entered through the glass doors of the tech company, he noticed the concern in Mira's eyes at the reception. The young woman averted her gaze when she saw Ahmed. "Good morning, Mira," Ahmed said in a soft voice. "Ahmed. Well, Director Stavros wants to see you. Right away." Ahmed's heart raced. He thought of the project report he had submitted yesterday evening. That software, the fruit of 6 months of work, had been developed for the company's biggest client. This is where everything changed. When he entered Stavros's office, his own report was sitting on the desk. But the expression on the director's face was far from congratulatory. "Ahmed," said Stavros with his Greek accent, "we need to talk about this project." "Of course, sir. Is there any problem?" Stavros stood up and walked toward the window. "The client made a special request. They want someone else from the team to present the project instead of you." Ahmed's world stopped for a moment. "I don't understand. I've been working on this project for 6 months. I know every detail. You haven't seen the biggest surprise yet." "Look, Ahmed, clients sometimes, how should I put it, want to work with more familiar names. You're very talented, but..." Stavros paused, choosing his words carefully. "But I'm Muslim, is that it?" Ahmed's voice was calm, but no one could see the storm inside him. No, it's not like that. It's just client preference." Ahmed took a deep breath. He remembered the patience his mother had taught him. "Okay, which client is this?" "Mediterranean Dynamics, our biggest client." "Wait a minute, don't miss this detail." Ahmed knew that name. Last year at the company picnic, he had met Alexander Kostas, CEO of Mediterranean Dynamics. When the man heard Ahmed's southern accent, his face had changed. "I see," Ahmed said. "So what's the alternative?" "Marcus will present the project. You'll move to another project." Marcus, a young engineer who had started 3 months ago with half the experience Ahmed had, but his last name was Prejudice, and he was local. What you're seeing now is nothing. As Ahmed left the office, he felt all the department's eyes on him. The news had already spread. He sat at his desk, placed his hands on the keyboard, but couldn't type. His grandfather's words echoed in his mind. "Son, when you face injustice, you have 2 choices. Either you become the oppressor, or you become a better person." You won't believe this, but he looked at the family photo on his desk. It had been taken in front of his father's shop in their small village in the south. His father had said, "You are our pride there. But never forget who you are." He picked up his phone and opened his LinkedIn profile. He could update his resume, apply to other companies. But then he stopped. Run away, he thought, or find a solution to the situation. But there was something he didn't know yet. During lunch break, he was sitting alone in the cafeteria. Sophia, his friend from the accounting department, came over. "Ahmed, is what I heard true?" "Which things are you referring to?" "Your project, being given to Marcus." Ahmed nodded. Anger sparkled in Sophia's eyes. "This is unfair. Everyone knows that project is yours. Marcus just yesterday asked me the difference between Java and Python. This is where everything changed." "Sophia, calm down. Maybe it's a good opportunity for Marcus to learn." "How can you stay so calm? If I were in your place, I would have resigned already." Ahmed smiled. "Because anger doesn't eliminate injustice. It only creates more injustice." Sophia looked at him with admiration. You really are different, Ahmed. You haven't seen the biggest surprise yet. That evening, on his way home, Ahmed chose the coastal road. Waves were crashing against the rocks, the salty wind caressing his face. His phone rang. His mother was calling. How was your day, son? Ahmed stopped. What could he tell his mother? There was no need for her to worry. Good, mother. How are you? I know you, Ahmed. I can tell from your voice that something happened. What was it? Wait a minute. Don't miss this detail. Ahmed told her everything. His mother remained silent for a long time. Son, she finally said, do you remember your grandfather? When he came here in 1967, he didn't know any Greek. He couldn't find work because when he said his name was Ahmed, doors would close. Yes, mother, I know this story. But do you know what he did after that? Ahmed stopped. What did he do? What you're seeing now is nothing. One night during a snowstorm, there was a fire at the house of the shop owner who had refused to give him work. Your grandfather ran and saved his family. After that night, that man not only gave him work, but became his best friend. Ahmed's eyes filled with tears. Why had he never told me? Because doing good doesn't need to be told, son. You also know what to do. You won't believe this, but... The next morning, Ahmed came to work earlier than usual, but this time he had a different plan. He found Marcus. The young man was drinking his coffee in the cafeteria. Marcus, can I talk to you? Marcus tensed up. Ahmed, if it's about the project. Exactly about that. I want to help you. Marcus looked puzzled. What do you mean? But there was something he didn't know yet. This project is very complex. It's the result of 6 months of work. It would be unfair for you to present it alone. Unfair to you. Marcus's face reddened. Ahmed, I didn't want this situation. The director. I know, you're not to blame. But if we work together, you'll learn and the project will be successful. This is where everything changed. For the next 3 days, Ahmed and Marcus worked together. Ahmed explained every detail of the project while Marcus took notes. The young engineer was amazed by Ahmed's knowledge and patience. Ahmed, Marcus said at the end of the 3rd day, if I were in your place, I wouldn't be this helpful. Why? Because you were treated unfairly. You have the right to be angry. Ahmed got up from his desk and looked out the window. Marcus, let me ask you something. Who was responsible for this situation? Management? The client? Was it you? No, of course not. You haven't seen the biggest surprise yet. Then does it make sense to be angry at you? You're also a victim of this system. Can't you see the difference? Marcus nodded. He had never thought about it this way. What about the client? Should I be angry at them? Maybe you're right. Marcus, anger is the easy thing. The hard thing is creating change. Wait a minute. Don't miss this detail. Friday was presentation day. Alexander Costas and his team from Mediterranean Dynamics would come. Ahmed was doing a final rehearsal with Marcus. Are you ready? Ahmed asked. No, Marcus said honestly. But as long as you're with me, I can do it. Ahmed smiled. You'll do it, Marcus. I'll just be there. What do you mean? What you're seeing now is nothing. The presentation is yours. I'll just explain technical details. The project leadership is yours. Marcus was shocked. Ahmed, this is your project. No, Marcus. Now it's our project. You won't believe this, but when presentation time came, everyone was in the meeting room. Alexander Costas, Stavros, upper management, and Ahmed with Marcus. Marcus started the presentation. The first 10 minutes were perfect. Ahmed provided technical explanations when needed, while Marcus explained the general concept. But there was something he didn't know yet. Alexander Costas asked a question. How was the optimization of this algorithm achieved? Marcus looked at Ahmed. He hadn't fully grasped this part yet. Ahmed stood up. Sir, we used machine learning methods for algorithm optimization, especially. Costas raised his hand as if to silence Ahmed. Who are you? Ahmed Hassan, the lead developer of the project. This is where everything changed. Silence fell over the room. Kostas looked at Stavros. "Director Stavros, you told me that Marcus developed this project." Stavros started to sweat. "Yes, I mean, teamwork." "No," Marcus suddenly said. Everyone turned to him. "This is Ahmed's project. He developed it, he completed it. I'm just trying to present it. You haven't seen the biggest surprise yet?" Kostas turned to Ahmed. "Is this your project?" "Yes, sir." "Then why is Marcus presenting?" Ahmed took a deep breath. He had been waiting for this moment. "Because you were uncomfortable with me being Muslim, so the director made this decision on your behalf." Wait a minute. Don't miss this detail. You could hear a pin drop in the room. Kostas's face changed. "What did you say?" Stavros tried to intervene. "Ahmed, this is inappropriate." "No, Stavros," Kostas said. "Let Ahmed speak." Ahmed spoke calmly. "We met last year at the company picnic. When you heard my southern accent, your face changed. The same thing happened with this project. What you're seeing now is nothing." Kostas remained silent for a long time. Then he stood up. "Ahmed, can I speak with you privately?" Kostas and Ahmed went out to the company garden. The elderly businessman was looking at the sea. "Ahmed, I remember you," he finally said. "And you're right. That day, my prejudices kicked in." Ahmed listened silently. "Can I tell you my story? You won't believe this, but my father worked at a Southern family shop in the 1960s. It was a Muslim family. My father was young and prejudiced. One day, there was a theft at the cash register. My father accused that family, even though he had no evidence." Ahmed continued listening. "That family proved they were innocent, but they were damaged. They closed their shop and moved to another city. My father regretted it for the rest of his life. But there was something he didn't know yet. I repeated that mistake, Ahmed. I judged you without knowing you." Ahmed took a deep breath. "Mr. Kostas, the past can't be changed, but the future can be." Kostas turned to Ahmed. "What do you mean?" "You wanted to talk about my work. What do you want to do with this? This is where everything changed. I want to apologize, and I have an offer. I'm listening." "As Mediterranean Dynamics, we want to develop a special project with your company. You would be the project leader." Ahmed smiled. "That's a very kind offer, but I have one condition." "What is it?" "You haven't seen the biggest surprise yet. Marcus will also be on the team. He's a talented engineer. He just needs experience." Kostas was surprised. "You're still protecting him? He was complicit in what was done to you." "No," Ahmed said. "He was also a victim. The system used him too." Wait a minute, don't miss this detail. 3 months later, Ahmed and Marcus's joint project had achieved great success at Mediterranean Dynamics. But the real change was happening in the company culture. Stavros called Ahmed to his office. "Ahmed, I want to give you some news." "I'm listening, sir." "As a company, we're starting a diversity and inclusion program. Would you like to be the leader of this program?" "What you're seeing now is nothing," Ahmed thought. "What does this program aim for?" "That none of our employees suffer discrimination because of their origin, faith, or background." "And what will we do for this?" "Awareness training, fair hiring policies, open communication channels." Ahmed smiled. "I accept. But again, I have one condition. You won't believe this, but Marcus will be my assistant, and one of our first trainers will be Kostas." Stavros was surprised. "Kostas will be a trainer?" "Yes. The person who best understands change is the person who has experienced change." But there was something he didn't know yet. 6 months later, the company's diversity program had become a model in the industry. Ahmed's story was published in the local newspaper, but he didn't want this. "Why didn't you give that interview?" Sophia asked. "Because this isn't my story," Ahmed said. "This is all of our story. This is where everything changed." That evening at home, Ahmed called his mother. "Mother, I want to tell you something." "Tell me, son." The day I learned grandfather's story, everything changed. How so? You haven't seen the biggest surprise yet. I understood that change cannot be created with anger, only with empathy and patience. His mother smiled and said, "That's how you raise a child." "But mother, there's a bigger plan." "Like what?" "We won't limit this program to just our company." Wait a minute. Don't miss this detail. A year later, the Bridges program, pioneered by Ahmed, had spread to dozens of companies in the city. Every last Friday of the month, people from different companies would come together to discuss prejudices and solutions. Marcus was now the program coordinator. Costas also gave regular training sessions. What you're seeing now is nothing. One day, while Ahmed was walking on the beach, someone called from behind, "Ahmed!" Ahmed. When he turned, he saw an elderly man. He didn't recognize him. "You don't know me, but I know you," the man said. "My grandson Petros participated in your program last month." "Oh, nice to meet you. You won't believe this, but Ahmed, when that boy came home, he was a different person. We hadn't talked to our southern neighbors for years. Petros convinced us. We had dinner with them. Turns out they're such wonderful people." Ahmed's eyes filled with tears. "That's wonderful news. Ahmed, what you've done, this isn't just work. This is healing the wounds of generations, but there was something he didn't know yet." 2 years later, Ahmed was speaking at the city hall. The Bridges program had now become an official city project. "Dear fellow citizens," he said into the microphone, 2 years ago I experienced injustice at my workplace. That day I had two choices, anger or empathy." There was silence in the hall. If I had chosen anger, I could have changed one person, myself. But when I chose empathy, we all started to change. This is where everything changed. When his speech ended, along with applause, a young girl came on stage. "Brother Ahmed," she said into the microphone, "I'm Zainab. I started university last year. Thanks to your program, my friends now call me Zainab, not that Muslim girl." Ahmed's eyes filled with tears. "You haven't seen the biggest surprise yet. But what I really want to say is this," Zainab continued. "This summer we want to take this program to other cities too. Will you come with us?" Ahmed smiled. "Zainab, this is no longer just my program. This is all of our program. Wait a minute, don't miss this detail." 3 years later, Ahmed was walking on the same shore again. But this time, he wasn't alone. Marcus, Sophia, Kostas, and dozens of friends were there. The weekly shore walk had become a tradition. "Ahmed," Kostas said, "I need to tell you something." "What is it, Alexander?" "That day, what you told me. The past can't be changed, but the future can be. I took those words to my father's grave. What you're seeing now is nothing." "What did you tell him?" "Father, I repeated your mistake. But now I'm trying to fix it, thanks to people like Ahmed." Ahmed stopped and looked at the sea. The waves were still crashing against the rocks, but now each wave brought new hope. You won't believe this, but there was a message on his phone from another city, another country. "Ahmed, we also have discrimination here. Can we start the Bridges program here?" Ahmed smiled. "Yes," he wrote, "bridges can be built everywhere. All it takes is the courage to take the first step." But there was something he didn't know yet. That evening, on his way home, Ahmed stopped in front of his grandfather Ahmed's picture. "Grandfather," he whispered, "the kindness you did that snowy night changed the lives of thousands of people today. Chains of kindness never break, do they? This is where everything changed." And that night, Ahmed understood that the most powerful weapon in fighting injustice is not anger, but empathy and patience. Because anger changes one person, but empathy transforms a society. The ocean waves were still crashing against the shore, but now each wave carried his story to other shores, and this story continued to change every heart it touched. Finally, there's one more thing you don't know yet. Ahmed's story didn't end here. Because real change stories never end. They only plant the seeds of new beginnings. And you Are you ready to plant such a seed too?